I don't usually write stories here. But what I'm about to tell you isn't just a story, it's a nightmare that started when curiosity got the better of me and I went deeper into the dark web than anyone ever should, deeper than onion links and chipboards, deeper than drugs, scams, or weapons into it. Art of the internet where the shadows don't just hide illegal trades, they hide something alive, something that watches you back, something that remembers, and I swear if you don't want your sleep destroyed forever, don't keep reading, because it started one night in my apartment when I was scrolling through Reddit browsing some creepypasta forums, and someone posted a vague thread about rooms that exist online but not in the real world, with a list of tour addresses that half the commanders said were fakes, but something about the formatting caught my attention, like it was written in a way to lure only the right kind of reader. So against my better judgment, I fired up Tails, booted my Enter browser, and flicked the first link, expecting the usual drunk forum or dead page, but instead a black screen loaded with a single white blinking cursor, and after about 2 seconds word started appearing, not tipped by me, but by some weird something in the other side. Welcome, we have been waiting, and I froze because it wasn't formatted like a site, it was like a direct interface into something, but I thought maybe it was some creepy interactive horror site. So I typed, "Who are you?" and the response came instantly, "Who are you?" And before I could even close the browser, my webcam light flickered on it, even though I had tape on it, which shouldn't have been possible, but somehow I could feel it watching me, and then the page refreshed into what looked like a Reddit lay out, except every subreddit had names like "For Throats, For Soul, Last Moments, Rise Never Close, or Children Numb," and my stomach churned as I scrolled, because every post had a thumbnail, but when I hovered over one instead of a preview image, it showed live camera feeds of people sitting in their rooms, sleeping, brushing teeth, working late on laptops, normal people unaware, except one post had my room, me sitting in front of my own laptop, my webcam light on the exact angle I was sitting at that second, and the caption under it said "New Arrival," and the upvotes were climbing rapidly. Usernames I didn't recognize, spamming comments like "Hell last long, fresh meat, don't close your eyes yet," and I slammed my laptop shut, my heart hunting against my ribs, but even with it closed, I swore I heard faint keyboard clacking that wasn't mine, echoing like it was coming from inside the matching, and when I unplugged it completely, thinking it'd kill the power, the screen glowed faintly with one message: "We don't need power to see," and I tossed it across the room, shaking. But when I grabbed my phone to call my friend, the screen lit up before I even touched it, showing this in dark interface saying cursor blinking and words tipping by themselves, "Look behind you," and I just couldn't turn, but I felt something shift in the air like static crawling across my neck, the sound of shallow breathing that wasn't mine, and for the first time in years I Wooly prayed before whipping around, but nothing was there except the closet door, slightly open, though I've always keep it shut, and from the crack 2 tiny reflections like wet eyes blinked once, then vanished, and I lost it, bolted out of my apartment barefoot into the street, leaving everything behind, even my keys, even my wallet, running like a lunatic until my lungs burned. But the worst part, when I got to my friend's place hours later, breathless, paranoid, I asked to borrow his laptop to prove I wasn't insane, and when I logged into Reddit, my own account had been posting while I was screaming through the night, threads in forums you'd never join with titles like "He's still running, do you like his fear, what should we do to him next?" and users commenting instructions like they were controlling me, predicting my every move before I even did it. And my friend's face went pale when he clicked one of the threads, because it had a live stream of us sitting in his living room, me shaking him, holding the laptop right there in real time, except the angle was from above us, like from the ceiling. But when we looked up, there was nothing, just blind laughter, no cameras, no holes. But the chat was filling with lying emojis, comments like he saw make him bleed next, and then his laptop blue screen rebooted into that same black terminal with the cursor, only this time it didn't say "Welcome," it said "One of you will not revive tonight," and before we could even process. His lights flickered, the room temperature dropped, and that same breathing it heard in my apartment filled his place, slow, rattling like lungs full of water, circling us, moving faster and faster until my friend screamed and smashed the laptop. But even with it shattered, the sound of tapping filled the room, hundreds of phantom keystrokes pounding all around us, coming from nowhere, everywhere. And then I blacked out, and when I woke up, it was daylight. My friend was gone, the apartment door wide open, his place trashed like there'd been a struggle, but no sign of blood, no footprints, no clue. When his neighbor said they never even saw me arrive the night before, let alone him vanish, and the police report says he's missing. But I know better, because every night since, no matter where I go, no matter what device I use, whether it's public library, computers, burner phones, even a typewriter I bought just to avoid digital signals, the same message finds me: you can't run, you're already ours. And every time I try to sleep, I dream of that subreddit page, the endless feeds of strangers' lives being consumed, mine always pin into the top with the caption Unexplained, and the vote still climbing, and I don't know how long I have left before I become just another thread no one should ever click. But if you're reading this, if you made it this far, then maybe you've already been added to maybe your next end. Maybe the reason you feel watched right now isn't paranoia. Maybe it's them, because I swear as I type this, I hear typing behind me again, closer, this time louder, like it's inside my walls, and the cursor on my own screen has stopped winking. It's typing without me touching anything there. Eating to let's shut them.